All right, I do believe we are live. We're late, but we're live. I forgot about the chat. Well, at least I forgot what time it was. As you can probably see behind me from this horrendous mess behind me, why I forgot, because I got all the rest of the materials today and thought, well, let's just do some measuring today so we could start building tomorrow first thing. Because I said we were going to build it Friday and Saturday. What's today? Today's Friday. So I thought we were going to build it Saturday and Sunday. So I thought, what's Friday? Let me go ahead and go get the pieces. So I went and got everything that I needed. And then I said, let's just do a little measuring. And a little measuring turned into doing the bottom plates and the sill plate, the top plate, cutting and drilling the uprights. As you can see, we've got two of the uprights in place. The sills are on both sides. The top plate is on both sides. Got to frame the door in. The studs, as you can see over here, are going to be 6 inches on center each, which only leaves like 4.5 inches between each stud. And as you can see right there, there's going to be a piece of rebar that goes all the way across all the studs to the wall, every 8 inches up and down the height of the wall. So this wall is going to be fucking sturdy. I'm using 6-inch sinkers along the bottom. It's double screwed into footers up above, so this thing ain't gonna fucking go anywhere once it's there. And then I'm covering it all with cement board once I get it done. And then on the other side will be drywall, but we'll put cement board on this side, and then that 4.5-inch gap between each board is going to be filled with that really stiff spray foam. So this thing's going to be fucking. It's going to be a hell of a wall. But welcome everybody to a very late chat. I don't know if very many people will get here. The only reason I even just still did it was because I don't want to be missing a day. So we'll do our time here. I got really dehydrated and I drank water. When I do that, my throat swells. And I'm not happy right now because my throat's a little swollen. I got to get something to drink down here. Shouldn't have let myself get so dehydrated. But when I'm working, I have a tendency to do that. Because I don't want to stop to drink something. I want to keep rolling. Because at my age, you don't know if you stop, you might die and then never get it finished. Like die before you start again. So doing this, and then we're getting right back to building. We're going straight back to building. All right, let me go over. Should I do my spiel? I think everyone here knows the spiel, right? If you've got a question or a topic for me, type at the Yankee Marshall. If you got a super chat you want to do a super chat. Get your answers, your questions get priority. The money goes to fund the Pets and Vets program and everything else right now because Patreon is down so far. I make more money now, I think, off super chats than I do off Patreon. It's getting that way. It's not exactly that way now, but it's getting close. Let's just say it's like almost 3,000 from Patreon and almost 2,000 from YouTube now. Bum, 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 bum. Do. And half my Patreon money now goes to fund other patrons because it's up to like $1,385 a month I give to other channels. Some channels I give $2 a month. Some channels I give $100 a month too. So it didn't take long to rack up. And you all know how to get entered into the friend drawing, and you know what it is. So let's skip all that. Let's see here. Did you see that cop that shot a guy through a door after being scared by the sound of another door closing? I did not see that, though. That sounds pretty bad. This is a late one. Yeah, this is a very late one. I just want him not be accused of not doing one. So as long as I got it in before midnight. Like I said, we were building the wall. We started. I was just going to measure, but we ended up getting probably the hardest part of the wall done because we got all the measured out for the left wall, the right wall, the door spacing, and all that rigmarole. So All we got to do now is put the uprights up and then frame in the top part of the door. So, and that's the easy part. It's getting everything level and plumb and in the right place to begin with and nailed down and bolted to the concrete. That's the stuff that's hard. And right now, I don't have the bottom sills mounted into the concrete yet. With the sinkers, I've got them done in with, nail sinks that I put in with, the nail sink into the concrete. So they're not going anywhere, but I have to drill. That's why I have 4.5 inches between each board. So I still have room to drill for the sinkers and then mount the sinkers in there. Oops. It just jumped on me. Well, where did it go? Well, I got a super chat coming in from Bragmo, who donated to the Pets and Vets Fund, says, just picked up a 638-3 Crimson Trace today. Awesome pistol. Yes, they are awesome pistols. 638s are awesome pistols. Best of both worlds. Best of a hammerless and hammered. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. I never even checked to see if my video went live today. That's how I've been distracted. Because lately it's been doing an hour late for some reason. It went live, it says. So, should be all right. Where am I? Are you going to be getting the new MP5? I doubt it. MP5s are expensive. Has Gary ever bribed you with sexual favors? I was met by a funny-looking Glock in an alleyway the other day. Smelled like alcohol. Said he'd give me a BJ for $50. I think it was him. Do not do that, because he will use that money for. He'll just use that money for ammo. Hey Yank, you're a welcome distraction for the day I had. Worked hard and didn't enjoy it. Well, that sucks. When you work hard, you should at least enjoy it. It's only $200 to get my Walther PPS slide milled for an ACRO. I guess that's good. Do you have anybody wanting the small safe? If you don't destroy it, I would be interested. Are you in Vancouver area? No one's claimed the small safe yet. Dr. Phil says, thought maybe you at FEG were making up. I don't have any issue with FEG. I know FEG is, of course, going to be on Mac's side, the guy with millions of followers. And, they know that they made those guns because those people made it possible. And that they're going to be like, well, we don't sell in America, so he had every right to be the distributor in America. They're going to kiss his ass, just like that's what he used his reputation in his position to get in there. And if they said something negative about him, he'd treat them like Sig. He would trash all their products and trash them and pretend like it's not me, it's just the way it is. Got a chat coming in from Gallo Negro, says 357 gang in the building. Shout out to Pets and Vets. It seems like a lot of dough for a slide cut. Yeah, it used to be even more expensive to get it done. I know you have a lot of these. You have all these pretty guns, but what are your oldest guns? Anything interesting? My oldest gun's probably, I'm not sure which one was made first. The Luger? I think the Luger's older by a couple of years. I have a War Trophy Luger, and I have, which is in really good shape. It looks like you bought it off the shelf. And a 1937 production Colt single action Army, and still in the presentation box. The high blue with the ivory handles. That's probably the oldest, though I think the Luger's older. Jim Pisaki says that Biden is eager to remove liability shields from gun manufacturers. He just wants to repeal the PLCAA that protects lawmakers from bogus gun lawsuits. He's not going to get that repealed. It's not going to happen. It's just lip service, and they know the law doesn't really protect them from liability. It just puts on paper the same protections everyone else has. No court should hear a lawsuit saying, "Oh, my husband bought a gun and then he went crazy and killed somebody, so I'm suing the gun manufacturer because he wouldn't have done that if he didn't have a gun." That's such No court should take that. And if a court did take it, the person should lose, and they should have to pay the legal expenses of both sides. Chris says, if Patreon is down, should I cancel before the first and send my monthly donation through PayPal or Super Chat? Well, no, because Patreon is the best way to send money. It takes the smallest percentage. It's not down like it doesn't work. It's down as in like I have less people on Patreon now because all the people that were patrons of both me and Mac are now pretty much just patrons of Mac. And I told you that. I told you people are not going to turn on Mac. People are surprised, like, I can't believe people haven't turned on. They are so fucking brainwashed. Like I got people today, like, I read his thing he put on Facebook, and his excuse, his reasoning he gave it makes sense. It seems like a good reason. Like, no, it sounds like a well crafted response, creating his own reality, and people who want to believe it will believe it. But I can tell you right now, I have proof that back in 2019, he was going around trying to get backers to give him money so that he could buy all these guns out from under everybody. And his selling pitch was, I have all these fans. We can control the inventory by only letting them out a few at a time so that they seem like they're really scarce. And jack the price up to, he said, 3, 5, maybe even 10 times their value. So, and that was his plan from the beginning, to scalp them on the secondary market and to steal them out from under these people using his connections and his influence. And he even had one of his employees monitoring the forum that was making it possible, monitoring that thread to know where they were in the process the whole time. Pretty scummy. So Patreon for charities and YouTube channels. A lot of it goes to other YouTube channels because I want to support other gun channels. I have so many gun channels I am subbed to, and a couple of wrestling channels. But I always try to cover those myself. But yeah, there's lots of YouTube channels I want. There's a lot of smaller channels out there doing good stuff, good videos, good stuff, like Liberty Doll. I'm subbed to her. I think I give her $20 a month, and I'm subbed to the Military Arms Channel and Iraq Veteran and Mr. Guns and Gear. And I was subbed to James Yeager, but he blocked me on Patreon. But pretty much if there's a gun channel out there that's been consistently producing videos for the last 5 years, I'm probably subbed to them. Either under the Yankee Marshall name or my other name. Where am I at? But that's just the first part of it goes to that. Then the rest goes to the TYM Triple P. And then I usually cover anything that's short. But lately I haven't had any overage lately. So I haven't had to find out what to do with extra money. I've just had to cover shortages. How many AR-15s should a person own in your opinion? Anywhere between 0 and infinity. Depends on what they want. Can you put a Glock 20L on a Gen 320 frame? Can't buy the G40 in California. I have no idea. Yes, I'm in Clark County. Well, send me an email saying you want the small one if I don't destroy it. Oh, no. Got a super chat coming in from Kevin Campbell. I wish I could do more. It's for a good cause. Well, I'm glad you think so. I guarantee you're not paying for the wall behind me. This isn't the Build the Wall fund. My son, this is what my oldest son did yesterday. I sent him an email today saying, I need you to come home because we're going to be unloading the stuff Need you home tomorrow because we're going to be unloading the stuff, the materials, picking them up, and unloading them out here in the garage and everything. So he shows up at home, walks in and goes, "Oh, here we're building a wall," and he's got a Trump "Make America Great" hat again on. He thought he was funny. Where am I? Can you shoot 9mm out of Chiappa Rhino with boom clips? If it's the 9mm model, you would have to shoot it with boom clips. I chose you over Mac. You should feel special. I'm sure a few people did, but I'm sure most chose Mac. Could you cut the back out of the small safe, then just weld it back closed? I could, or I could just go to the trouble of getting the combo, or even looking for the combo. I haven't even looked for the combo yet, really. And I'm going to look in earnest before I do any damage to it. When you said Patreon was down, I thought it was broke or they weren't paying you or something. No, they're not broken. My Patreon subscribers are down. It's lower than normal. How much lower? I don't want to look and see. I looked yesterday and it was depressing. There's 30 more messages. That's never good because that means 30 more people moved on. Hold on, it's loading. It's still loading. It's spinning. Eesh, I'm down $266 from 62 patrons. 62 patrons gone and $266, which is an entire gun almost. Bum, bum, bum. Where am I? Tell us how you really feel about Mac. Mostly disappointed. I didn't even know who Mac was until you mentioned him on this program yesterday. There is nothing special about Mac. He is a plain as a blade of grass in a field in Nebraska. People love Mac. I waited for hours, bitch, said Emmanuel Fernandez. Well, yeah, I was busy. I got busy and I forgot. I said, let's just measure real quick to see how long we need to cut the sill plate and the header for and all this other stuff. And I measured it, and then we started cutting it, and then I started drilling holes and putting up boards and seeing if the rebar is going to go through and everything else. The next thing I know was $750. So I scheduled this. Don Mason donated also, just like Emmanuel Fernandez just did. Or Pinch Me Vampire. Had a good gun day. First, my Beretta 92 FS arrived, and I stopped at Rural King, and they had 9mm for 30 cents a round, so I bought the limit. I hope the limit wasn't like 10 rounds, not 10 boxes. What are you carrying? I just bought my best buddy's Model 66-2 and love it. My new EDC for sure. The Model 66 is an excellent EDC. And you'd have the same number of 357 Magnum rounds I have right now because I'm carrying the Chiappa Rhino, the stainless 3-inch, which is heavy, but I don't mind. I like the weight of it. And although I think the grip on it's a little small for it, I'm going to take that grip off and put a bigger grip on it and put that grip on my other 3-inch one, my lightweight 3-inch one. But yeah, the 66 is awesome. Chris donated to the Pets and Vets Fund again. Says, we're about to close on a house, so super chats will go away for a month or so, trying to squeeze a few in before the wife catches on. Don't worry about it. Always deal with your own shit first. This should always just be extra money people donate. Like if you've got I like to donate this much a month to charities, or I like to do this much of something, blah, blah, blah. But if you're making ends, I'm trying to make ends meet, don't give away to other people. Keep it for yourself. Especially if you're trying to buy a house. Yeah. I unsubbed from back. Now I can buy an extra gun a year. That's a good thing. That's from Rock One, who donated $20 to the Pets and Vets Fund. Hope that was Mac money you just donated. Gallo Negro donated once again and says, kind late, but rip Marvin Hagler. He was a beast. Any boxing fans here? Hagler was an excellent boxer. And Hagler was right before it all started seeming really phony to me. back when it was Hagler and Ray and all those guys. That's back before it started feeling really kind of fixed. And when uh, King started getting involved in the promotions, and it started seeming really fixed. And a lot more knockouts, and a lot more. It's just, yeah. But yeah, he did. That was a few days ago, wasn't it? He passed away a few days ago. Oops, it jumped again. Where did I just go? You and Never Enough Ammo made more sense of the situation than Mac himself. Plus, having been in the military and having gone through DRB, the person who changes their story is often lying. Yes. I did change my story because at first I thought he found out about it at the last minute and swooped in and took him. No, turned out he was planning this since he found out, ever since FEG agreed to this and they were going to import them through Trident. Ever since they agreed to it, he followed it closely and paid attention and went around and tried to get backers, different people to put up money because he didn't want to risk all his money. So, and it's weird that an importer entered into a profit share agreement. That's really unusual. Importers usually sell at a set price because of their import license and the way they do their taxes and stuff. So that's weird in itself that they're doing it that way. I'd have to see paperwork for that before I even believed it. Because that was something someone sent me a letter on. He's an attorney who deals with importers, and he's like, that seems like a really dangerous and unusual deal for an importer to enter into a profit share. That's why importers don't usually go direct to auction. They use a third person in between, a secondary person in between, a broker, because they don't want to take straight to auction. And even then, even if everything he said was true, like even if FEG and even if the people in the forum came out and said, yeah, we decided we didn't want them, so Mac took them off our hands, even then he's still trickling them out on a third party auction. Try that again. Even then, he's still trickling them out on a third party auction site to artificially inflate the price while controlling the inventory. So, fuck him. Bo Corey says, did you see that the Washington gun safety bill was moved to the X file? If I understand it correctly, it's basically dead. Yeah, it's pretty much dead. I see you started the construction using a pneumatic nailer or a thumb smasher. Pneumatic nailer, thumb smasher. Uh, and also had to use a nail set, the 22 caliber nail set, because I haven't drilled the footers yet. I mean the sinkers for the bottom plate yet. I just put it in with 3-inch nail set nails right now. Uh, and then once I get it where framed, I'll make sure, because I want to make sure once I get it framed and everything is still plumb and square, and then I'll sink it into the concrete. I got an early package, sent you an email. It made my day. Well, let's see. Oh, that's nice. I'll show a picture of that. That's pretty. That is very pretty. What is that for? Hold on, I gotta show. I wanted to open the attachment, not the. There it is. Okay. I think I'd get a lot more fluid at this, but it is what it is. There we go. That's purty. I love a purty barrel. Nothing wrong with a purty barrel. I don't want them to be real flashy. I don't want them too long. I just want them purty. Anything more than 4 inches is really showing off. I'll accept 5, but let's see here. Is it safe to carry my opossum in my prison holster? I don't know where you'd get an opossum that small, so I wouldn't try it. I see you started. Oh, I read that. Back in the day, you did a video of other gun tubers that you liked. Maybe it's time for an update highlighting some of the smaller channels. Yeah, because some of the ones I liked have turned into shit or just went away. Hey Yank, would a Karambit make a good EDC knife, or would a straight blade be better? I mean, Karambit's fine. I like a straight blade's more practical for everyday stuff, but if you're planning on fight ninjas or something, the Karambit would be fine. I want to reshape some VZ grips. Do I need all kinds of masks and PPE, or is G10 really that hazardous to work on? Well, you don't want to breathe it, but I never put a mask on when I work with it. But I worked woodworking for so many years, so my lungs are already multicolored, I'm sure. Do not base your safety precautions on what I do. Here's my safety precautions for using the biter saw. It's so don't use me as an example. That's pretty funny. What's funny? Oh, the because he says like father, like son, so I think they're talking about the Donald Trump thing. If these big channels are getting rich off YouTube, then why are you supporting them through Patreon? Because those channels I don't give a lot of money to, like Military Arms Channel, what do you call it, the Iraq Veteran, all them, they're like $5 donations or $2 donations. They're not the ones I give the big money to. The money I give most to, I think, is gear websites, and then things like, I have $10 tier, $20 tier, $50 tier, $10 tier. The big ones are like $2. And it's not because I think they need the money. It's principle that I'm showing support for fellow gun channels. And like I say, my intention is never to cancel anyone. My intention is to hold people accountable and hope they change their ways, not get rid of them. So, that kind of me supporting their channel shows that I still have some hope that when push comes to shove, people will be like, I'm tired of being a dick and being selfish. Maybe I should start giving back. Telos, isn't Telos one of the Legion of Superheroes from the future? Isn't that the aquatic one that's telepathic? What's his name? I think something like Telos. Say, can you tell me, is it normal to feel mentally tired after 2 hours of training with my 40 caliber? I feel mentally tired all the time, so I'm not the best person to ask. I think about something for 5 minutes and I'm like, I gotta take a nap. Or shit, one or the other. What do you think of getting others to import our own guns? Personally, I would like a SVD at a fair price. Do you have any connections? You're not going to get those because those were very limited. But I mean, I have seen people do special buys before, like with Ruger, and say, hey, would you make this gun, but with this length barrel and an unfluted cylinder and blah, 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 and they'll do a special run of guns. It has happened many times. I've been part of it a couple of times from forums back in the day. So, in your opinion, was the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie, was it any better or worse than the original? I haven't seen the Snyder cut yet. That is a funny build a wall and have Oregon pay for it. I should have Oregon fucking pay for this wall. Or make my neighbor pay for it. We're going to build it and my neighbor's going to pay for it. That's what I should do. We got to get back to work as soon as this chat's over. So we're not running long tonight because my sons are on break right now. If I let them have break too long, they won't want to get back to work. We got a lot to do tonight. A lot to do tonight. My above comment. Sig Sauer has had 9mm HP 223 40 grain hunting ammo, and blah, blah, blah in stock on their website if anybody needs any. Good place to check. Probably a lot of people don't think to check the 6 Hour website. Swede. We're Sweetie. Donated the Pets Vets Fund says, my SD9 started acting weird today after the range. You mean like it didn't want to talk or start giving away its belongings or what? Something really, a real red flag or what? Couldn't rack the slide with a full loaded magazine no matter how hard I tried. Downloaded one round, it was fine. Brought out my trusty shield instead. If you're not being able to rack the slide with the full round, trying to think, but something's getting in the way there. Mac's comment section is hilarious presently. I haven't been reading his comment section, and I didn't even read any of the comments back to me after I commented on his Patreon thread because I'm like, after a day, I'm like, people are always like, you run off from fights. I'm like, I don't run off from fights. I just don't fucking care after the first day. Who has a second day of these people that like, I'm coming back waiting for him to respond so I can respond again. I'm like, I said what I wanted to say. I don't got any egg to prove to you. I think it's funny. After Biden stumbled on the steps, he tried to play it off by moving more quickly, which caused him to trip again. There's no shame in using a cane at age 78. It's less shame in that than falling down and breaking your hip. I strive to have enough guns that I don't stress out about having an extra safe that I lost the combo on. Yeah, but there's nothing really special in that safe. Nothing I have a lot of or need. You know, it's one-offs. It's like, or two-offs, things I have like two of. It's like I have my one car in there, the car K9. I have my 2 Desert Eagles in there. I have, I don't remember what I was. Oh, my Bond Arms bullpup in there. And my SIG P238 is in there. And some other things. I don't remember what they all are. Oh, like my little RM380 and stuff like that's in there. Nothing I would ever have need of. So, did you see his stupid video on the BRN? What are you talking about? Well, first time in a long time seeing your back wall. Yeah, it's usually a curtain there. Y'all can see my ammo boxes and my flag laying over my ammo boxes. And well, it's all messy back there right now because I've got stuff all pulled off the walls and stuff all over the place and cords hanging down where I had to unplug lights. And I got boxes sitting over here next to me and you're going to have to move that safe tonight. It's going to be, well, I'm probably not going to move the safe tonight. We'll probably wait. I can get it through the door opening. I'll probably wait and move the safe once I get the safe door here. And I know I can secure the room because by then I'll have I'm hoping I'll like the PVC slat board. I hope it don't be too shiny. I'm always, when I forget PVC, I'm always like, is it going to be shiny? I don't want it to be shiny. It's gray, so it should be all right. We'll see. And if I don't like it, I can always get more slat board. It wasn't like it was super expensive. I can always send it back too. It's from Amazon. So I can send it back in pieces. They'll still take it back. Let's see. Where am I? Yeah, I was wondering what's wrong with that SD dime. It won't rack back with a full mag in it. Are you getting it seated properly? Are you smacking it in there good once you? Because it should still rack out of there. Unless your spring's too weak to shove them up good enough, but I'm glad to see you on late this evening. Now I can watch you live while at work. I'm glad you can too. The only reason I'm here late is because I forgot. I got busy and got absent-minded and forgot all about it. Joe B. donated to the Pets and Vets Fund. What is the total amount on your gun collection and what is your address? Asking for a friend for the Pets and Vets. I have no idea what the total amount is. got about 120, 130 firearms, and they range anywhere in value from $300 to $5,000 for each one. So the majority of the value of my collection is one gun that's in the security box. You'd be surprised how much that one Colt is worth, or at least that's what it was worth back when I had it priced. Because it's insured for a ton. Because when you get a box, they give you like a certain amount of insurance, like $5,000 or something. And I thought that'll be enough to cover it. But I had my uncle had someone actually appraise it from an auction site there that does a lot of work with, old Colts and old Winchesters, etc. And that was not anywhere near enough to cover it. I didn't buy it. It was an inheritance, but boom, 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 boom. Are you sure your people are dropping your Patreon over back, or could it be all your constant shitting on the Fuglies? No, the Fuglies are used to it. They know they're fugly. They've accepted it. It was all that day. The day I spoke out about Mac, it was all like... But I didn't lose any subs, really. That's the thing. I got my normal 100 subs that day. I really thought it would be cut in half at least, but it seems like the people that love Mac already love Mac, and the ones that like to watch his channel don't watch my channel. But it seems like some of the people who supported Eba on Patreon were my patrons too. Would you consider live streaming you building your wall? Just keep the live stream going? Oh, fuck no. I'd be kicked off YouTube in a minute. Be banned for life. DB Snevitz donated the Pets and Vets Fund, but I don't see that they said anything. They probably hit that return just a little too fast. Where am I at? I have lost my place. Hold on. I'm trying to find my place. Should always know your place. I thought I missed something, like a $2 one. Did I miss a $2 one, or did I get it? Maybe I got it. I have that from Telos. There's Swede, Bo Corey, Sweetie, Joe B. I thought I missed a $2 one. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that was up higher. Maybe I just thought I saw it again. Oh well. I'm going to the bottom and work my way up. Do I win anything if I guess the closest without going over on what that Colt single action army is insured for? I'm going to guess $125,000. You win over, but you aren't as far over as you might think you are. The Atlanta and Vegas shooters prove your point. They both passed a background check. That's exactly it. The background checks are stupid. I watch both back and your videos. I shot a man with a paintball gun just to watch him die with a DYE. Those are usually actually fish oil. That's what it usually is they're filled with. I don't know if that's still true to this day, but they're filled with fish oil so that they don't freeze as much. Like you don't put them in the freezer and they turn into a solid object, that most they'll get mushy inside and get a little harder. DB Stevens donated again and still didn't say anything. I think he's having a seizure. If someone is there with DB Snevitz, you might want to check. Do you smell toast? Your thoughts on Colt now being owned by CZ? Will it make Colt better? I'm hoping so, because CZ knows how to run a gun company. Colt obviously did not. Or at least the people that were running it now did not. Any thoughts on the 41 Magnum? I like 41 Magnums. I have 2 of them. Are there any positives to having a revolver in 45 ACP? Not really. Unless you just want that one because it's a Jerry Mixapitalik model. I like to have that. I have the Jerry Mixapitalik model just to have it. So in a post-apocalyptic, when you need food, would you trade ammo for venison or food in general? You're going to have some people you trade with, period. Whether it would be ammo, if I had extra ammo, maybe they'd have to give me a lot of food for ammo. I'm talking a lot of food. Uh, but what I would usually do with somebody in a situation like that, I would be if someone had food and like a neighbor, I would enter into an agreement that I agree to help protect their property as well as my own for share their food. But you're going to have to trade with people. These people, they're like, you don't trade ammo and you don't do this and blah, blah, blah. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have allies. If you become the guy who just hoards all the ammo and doesn't share with anybody else, well, you're still just that guy. And it won't be hard for them to flank you from all sides one day to shoot you and take all your stuff because they don't see you as part of their group. They see you as a hindrance to their survival. You're going to have allies. This lone wolf mentality people have will ensure your death quickly in the after times. Who is older, you or Hickok? Hickok's way older than me. I'm in my mid 50s. He's like 70s, I think. And last time I saw him, he looked like he was 80 something. Hey Yank, what would be a good takedown rifle? Camp Carbine, the one from Ruger, whatever they call it now. DB Stebbits, call an ambulance, message deleted. Oops. Have either of your dogs ever hotboxed you under a blanket? Well, I don't put my head under the blanket, so no, but they do fart in the bed. Turnip does every now and then. Mavis more farts next to my head because she sleeps, even though her bed's in the corner. I usually throw one of the extra pillows onto the ground at night, like the big regular memory foam pillow. I throw it on off the bed onto the floor at night. Mavis comes over and lays on that, and that's right by my face, and she's snoring basically right below my face and farting. So I smell her and hear her all night long. Because Mavis farts at least every 15 minutes when she's sleeping. Okie says, okay, Yankee, I'm tired of carrying around 66. He said, just to carry gun that's lighter, accommodates big hands and manometer. 329 or 327. 327 would be a good choice. Be my first choice, moving from a 686. What knife does Yankee carry? I don't have it on me right now because I'm in short pants, but I carry a CRKT. Do you invest in stocks? Yes. Well, I have a 401k, and I also have like a little private investment thing that I do just for fun with my, my allowance money. I mean, it's not a lot of money. It's less than 20 grand. But I even have some Bitcoin, which has been up and down lately. It's still up for me because I bought it a long time ago and it was cheap when I bought it, but it's up quite a bit down. Actually, I had it in one type of Bitcoin, and it was up. I paid like, I don't know, $30 for it or something a share, and it was up to like $800 a share or something like that. And I sold that all off, which it wasn't a lot. It was $2,200, I think. And I transferred that over to a newer one that I saw that was called Ethereum. And that $2,200 is almost at $4,000 now. But it's been going like up to 4,800, 3,000, 3,800. It's been really volatile over the last couple of days. But still, even at 3,000, I'm still way up because my initial investment was like $200. Better carry gun, Smith & Wesson Model 19 or K6S double action single action. In the longer barrel, I like the 19 better. If you're talking like snub nose models or something, like the K6 double action single action, I especially like the K6L, the K6 or the Model 19 carry comp better. That was from Chris who donated. Am I on the right internet? I am on the right internet. Is it down? Nope, it's up. Okay. Then you all can still hear me, right? Let me make sure. I'm just want to check. Yep, I'm still coming through sound-wise. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? I got a super chat coming in from J Dubs Outdoor Adventure. Hello, Yankee. Have you ever been to the Greenbrier Resort in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia? If so, what did you think of it? I was there once. I think it was the Greenbrier Resort, but this was like back in the 80s. I mean, I was just a swaddling child. And if I remember, I thought it was nicer than what anything I was used to at the time. So I remember thinking it was very nice. But I don't like to ski or anything, so got to go to work tomorrow. Good night. Have fun at work. Daytime hooker, I'm guessing. That's a rough job. Found an extra turnip patch in my office today. This one's going in the Challenger right above the OD green gun channels G patch. I once worked with a guy that told me he heavily invested in gold in case that everything fall apart. I would think meds would be better in that scenario. Ammo would be way better in that scenario. Daryl Duckworth donated and says, for the pets and the vets. So donated and got an entry in the friend drawing. I don't know what that little series of letters means. Don't forget to thumb up the chat. Mayweather is a legend. For his weight class, he has about as much power as any reasonable person could expect. I think Mayweather is a created entity. He's one of those pay people to lay down, pay people to get knocked out boxers so they can create a wonder child so people would be interested in the sport again. Because you notice that Tyson was knocking everybody the fuck out until he said, I want more money and I ain't paying Don King my share. And then a nobody knocks the shit out of him. And then immediately he's like, I'll pay again. Daryl Duckworth for the pets and the vets. If we had a full-scale nuclear war, do you think we would recover or slowly whimper off into extinction? We'd just become extinct. We'll just all come to your place. You'll take care of us. No, I won't. I'll shoot you as soon as you step foot near my property. In 1995, Dianne Feinstein admitted to having a CCP and carrying a firearm after she and her husband were attacked by the New World Liberation Front in the early 1970s. Well, yeah, it's one of those. It's okay for me, but not you. If the GA shooter bought the gun the same day, will they use that as an excuse for waiting periods? Well, what would a waiting period done? It would just made him do it a few days later. It wasn't like the opportunity wouldn't still be there in a few days. He might have even had a few more days to plan it out so he didn't get caught so quickly, so he could do more. Let's see, too much time we got? We got 11 more minutes. Ain't the Greenbrier where one of the congressional bunkers is at? Maybe. Have you seen the Lipson's exclusive 5-inch blue GP100s? I feel like they're the most elegant looking modern revolver. I like them. I want the Gun Blast commemorative. Be sure to diamond hand that Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin hitting 250,000 by year's end. Yeah, Bitcoin has gotten out of the range of anybody buying a full coin, for sure. Unless you're wealthy. My dog doesn't like most men, loves women, and puts on a cute act for them. Is this a territorial thing? He does like my son. It could be. Doesn't see women as a threat. Maybe he's sexist. Your dog is a sexist. Uh, Answer Dad about the better carry gun. I do not know how true, but I heard CZ is keeping the bad manager that screwed up Colt. Yeah, I'm sure they won't let him do anything bad. If he's working for them, they'll fire him. They don't seem to fuck up too much, and they're check. So efficiency is something they believe in. Do, do, do. Mm-hmm. Trying to see where I'm at. If the police kept on getting progressively worse with no accountability, would that eventually result in a civil war? Nope. It would result in a controlled population that had no chance in a civil war. That's where we're getting to now. You don't have a chance in a civil war because as soon as anyone formed up to fight, the local law enforcement would take them out with prejudice. The old congressional bunker is there, but is long since retired, and tours are given now of it. Highly recommend checking it out. That would be something that would be interesting. What is the one gun you'd sell your body for? Well, I need my body. I can't sell my body. I need it. Let's see. Cool Ken, who says, here's $10 more from a $10 patron. So keep doing the things you do, in part made possible by the things we do. You, not in part, completely made possible by the things you all do. You deserve to take credit for all of it and continue feeling like a big important man. Well, that's why I do it. But apparently I'm just a charlatan because I use other people's money and give it away. That makes me a charlatan. No, that means I'm basically running a charity instead of just trying to get rich like some people. And they've succeeded. They have gotten wealthy. I mean, Mac is a wealthy person. Iraq veteran is a wealthy person. Hickok is a very wealthy person. He's worth millions. Your opinions on the Dodge Challenger V6. The only time I would get the V6 is if I was getting the all-wheel drive model. That would be worth it with the V6 because you would have the all-wheel drive, you would have a decent engine, still have decent power. It's like what, 300? Is it 330 or 360 something horsepower? It might be 365. I can't remember, but I've got so many engines in my head. But that's what I do at night. I just look at car ads for cars I'll probably never buy and plan what my next car is going to be. Even though by the time I buy another car, it won't be that one. All right, now I've gotten addicted to looking up all the 2022 models because a lot of car manufacturers are really revamping their cars in 2022, like Genesis and Hyundai and that Tucson, that 2022 Tucson is fucking awesome looking. You're a very, very bad man for your charity work. Yes, I am. I'm horrible. Have you seen the new Broncos? That might be my next ride. Well, if the new Broncos come out and they do the Warthog edition with the 400 horsepower V6 like they have in the F-150s, well, then I definitely will buy one. I would a 400 horsepower Bronco, the full size one, in a minute. If they made the Bronco 2, if it had had at least 300 horsepower, I probably would have bought one of them over the Mini. But now I want the Mini because it was faster and had more horsepower. Cole Peterson donated to the Pets and Vets Fund, says, I want a 44 mag revolver, but I've got too many other guns on the list to want to spend Smith & Wesson 629 money right now. Would a Taurus be acceptable? They're very acceptable. They make pretty decent guns, and some of their newer guns are just freaking awesome looking. Nice design, nice features, nice everything. We got like 6 minutes left. The all-wheel drive V6 Challengers are 305 horsepower. That's okay. Anything over 300 I'd be okay with in an all-wheel drive. It's a little bit of a heavier car, so it's not going to be a speed demon, but it would be a lot more practical. Like I almost thought about getting an all-wheel drive Challenger for here or a Charger, but I wanted the Mini Cooper. It's all-wheel drive. It's got 300 something horsepower. It's like more than 1,000 pounds lighter. Uh, Nimble, got better handling, better suspension. Although the Challengers and stuff have better suspension than you'd think, because the suspension they're using now is a holdover from when they were Daimler Chrysler, which was a Mercedes suspension. So it's actually not bad. With the shortage with the shortages with computer chips, how long will it take for the 2022 cars to make it to the market? I don't know. I saw right now a lot of some manufacturers are shutting down production temporarily simply from because of shipping, because they can't get the cars from the plants to where they need to be. Saw my first Bronco driving around. Looks small. I think that's the Bronco 2 that you saw driving around. Pretty sure that was a Bronco 2. I've been told by a lot of FFLs and a few Ruger sales reps that Ruger will make anything you want as long as you order at least 500 to 1,000 units, depending on what you want. Oh yeah, they'll it doesn't. It's not that expensive. Like they'll make custom ones, different size barrels, blah blah. Blah. Uh, do, do, do. Seeing where we're at. I think Coldion Noir referred to you in one of his recent videos. I definitely would enjoy seeing you debate him. I think you would win the debate hands down. Uh, I'm not saying I would, but I think I could. I actually uh, took great pride in someone telling me not too long ago who was listening in on a conversation of some prominent uh, YouTube channel attorneys that everyone knows who know I have problems with, uh, who told another larger channel that to not debate me face to face because I was sly and quick, which I assume means I'm smarter than them. So they were like, do not take his bait, do not be do not respond directly to him. Do not actually have a conversation with him there because you will not come out looking good. And I'm like, well, that's just like admitting you're stupid. There's nobody that I wouldn't talk to. How often do you send out Patreon patches? Not often enough because I let them back up. Because I only have that like 5 or 6 to send out every month, and I'm like, that's not worth it. So I wait till it piles up, and then it piles up, and I'm like, oh fuck, I got so many to send out. I got a bunch of guys to send out now. I just now got the other patches. I know I still haven't got the pins, the remakes. GM and Ford have idled production lines waiting for electronics. Ugh. A lot of the Ford, like Volkswagen, I think it was, idled their plants because they just can't get the cars to shipping right now. It's production line. It's the shipping issues. Had the chuckle when I found out that the Dodge Caravan uses the same V6 engine as Challengers. Another option for my next car, if I don't get the Bronco, I'm seriously looking at, even though I think they kind of look a little round and look like minivans in a way, the Durango with the 392. I would get the 392 Durango. The Jeep is just the Jeep with the 392 might be nice too, but I already had a Jeep recently. I don't want another Jeep. The Durango would have a better on-road ride. Before the pandemic, I always wanted a V8 Challenger, but got Prius C instead. I can spend money on ammo now. Yeah, can't. Do they still make the C? I didn't. The C was cute. I liked the little C. Everyone I see now is the Prius Prime. The plug-in one. You're not going to watch any of the Falcon and Winter Soldier until it's all out? Probably not. I'll probably wait till, well, I don't know. I watched WandaVision as it was coming out. Well, I waited till it had like 4 episodes out, and then I watched it. So I'll probably do that again. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of like Lex Luthor in Superman Red Sun. I would never do that. Waiting to order an Inox trigger bar from Langdon, but they're out of stock. I got one. Someone sent to me. I got the whole trigger job in a bag thing. I'm so anxious to put it on. They were sending me a barrel, and they're like, "Here, I'll put a couple other things in here too." And one of them is the fucking trigger job in a bag, and I'm like, I gotta put that on something. Have you seen the Ram TRX yet? Yeah, it's awesome. I even like the little roll bar thing with the little fairings on the side of it, or whatever you call those angle things on it. But I always loved a roll bar when I was a kid in a truck. What I like is a crew cab, the complete double crew cab. No, wait, that'd be a quad cab, wouldn't it? Which one's the full four doors? I like the full four doors, short bed, roll bar. I like the roll bar with the lights on the top of the roll bar. My buddy has a Steyr AUG and just bought a Vector. Just think that's cool. The AUG I like. AUG's one of my favorites. Can't remember which years or if they fixed it, but Durango and Alaska had issues with the front axle yokes breaking, required replacing the front axles. Yeah, I think that's an old thing. That's not even recent. I was looking at the Dodge Durango SRT. The SRT, is that the 5.7 or is that the 6.4? I think that's the 5.7, isn't it? What is the 6? I'm trying to keep my numbers straight. No, the GT might be. No, the GT is the 6-cylinder, isn't it? The SRT is. No, the SRT might be the 6.4. I'm not sure. Club cab. What are you thinking of? Is that what you're thinking of? Is it just me or does the Bronco look like a ripoff of the FJ Cruiser? It's only similar in the headlights, I think, in the front end. Put your kids back to work. Yes, it's time. I got to go. I got to go get my kids, get back to work on the wall. So I'm going to build that wall and make my neighbor pay for it. So thanks everyone for coming tonight. I appreciate it. I didn't expect to get 380 people here this late at night, but we did. So thanks everyone, and I will talk to you all tomorrow, hopefully at a more reasonable hour.